NYC, back pocket. Okay?
Hey, voice.
All right.
Use your voice all day. Use your voice, okay? Swannaroos on 3. 1, 2, 3. Swannaroos!
Let's go, boys!
1, 2, 3, 3.
Strong in that quarter was fantastic.
Good afternoon, everyone, from the Kino Sports South Complex in Tucson, Arizona. It's the 2025 USAFL National Championships, and we're down to the final 2 games of the day on Cooper's Field. And first up, it's the men's Division I Grand Final. The Austin Crows, in search of their 10th national championship in men's Division I, against the New York Magpies, in search of their 3rd and their 1st since 2014. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Brian Barish. Great to have you along, and I'm pleased to be joined once again, as I've have been all weekend, by Mr. Dan Sarbacker. And Dano, this is going to be a very intriguing contest. Austin, I think a lot of people expected to be here. I wouldn't say it was unexpected for New York to be here, but they really gave it all to Denver to get to this final.
Yeah, so pathways to this point. Austin ran out winners in Pool A by virtue of a 2-0 record, but beating New York and Sacramento. Denver, who had won Pool B, loses to New York, which earns them a berth in the grand final here. New York was 1-1 in pool play, but they faced that crossover game, upset the Denver Bulldogs, and so they find themselves in the grand final here with a second crack at the Austin Crows.
So that is what we have in front of us here in this 28th men's Division I Grand Final. And unlike in previous years, it is the curtain raiser, in a sense, to the women's Division I Grand Final, which will be coming up in about 90 minutes' time. But the teams are now making their way into position.
I'd say doing the walk down through the Tucson Stravenue, the unique streets known only here in Tucson, Arizona. They've been great hosts for us on the weekend. Have a beautiful backdrop here with the Santa Catalina Mountains. Sides are lining up here for the coin toss momentarily.
And for the anthems. Or we go for the anthems? Australia and the U.S. Yep, sorry for the inside baseball, folks. All right,
I'm ready.
Okay. Teams are making their way out formation now for the national anthems. We'll have them both for the men's and the women's. Ladies and gentlemen in the crowd, if you would, we ask that you please rise as we honor Australia and the United States of America. Please remove your hats and rise if able for the playing. They're going to do the coin toss first.
Just tell them that.
So right now they're doing the coin toss first. We'll see who wins it. Somebody won it. And it looks like they're getting ready to do it. We're going to do the national anthems for the women's. Sorry about that. All right. Well, here we go. We've got Arizona taking on, we've got Austin taking on New York in this grand final. These two teams met in the grand final last, SARS, in 2021, and Austin ran out big winners. New York, in their sparkling new white jumpers, they know that they are in for it today, but you have to have the belief if they could beat Denver, that they could beat Austin.
Absolutely. Whatever preparation they did in recovery last night worked this morning. They had the hot hand. the upset over the Denver Broncos, and so the sides lining up here, sizing each other up. I'm sure Austin here thinking, yep, this is ours. We want to continue our streak of dominance. New York thinking, nope, we've got the hot hand after our morning defeat of the Bulldogs, saying we want to take the cup home.
Field umpires for today's game, working his 12th men's Division I Grand Final, Steve Arnott, Ross McLaren in his 9th D1 Grand Final, and Ollie Pierce making his debut in men's Division I. The Austin Crows, they are 9-0 in men's Division I. They are riding a 28-game Nationals winning streak.
But it doesn't matter when the ball goes up, does it?
All right, here we go. Umpire is ready, and so are we. Men's Division I Grand Final is underway, and kicking towards the left of screen. The ball will bounce in, going to get picked up. Here's a first shot for goal, and will curl across the face. And that literally took all of about 15 seconds. And on the Watch AFL scoreboard, it is New York 1 behind, Austin no score.
Denton with the snap there on the left had the first effort on the sticks just a little wide.
So we're underway, and that was a jab right to the face of this Austin Crows side.
4 players fly for that ball.
Ball goes up high in the air, off the hands. Ball goes to ground, and the ball will stay inbounds. And then Benjamin partner Jan Wanwu was shoved backwards, and then picking up his man was Ben May and carried him backwards in sumo fashion. And the ball has gone over the boundary line and out of bounds. Spinning back in the play. Ball gets knocked down. And picking that one up, sending back one into the middle of the ground. It'll go up high in the air. Who wants it? Going to pick that one up again is O'Sullivan. Oh, he's taken down, but the ball went on. There's a shot from goal off the pack, and it has gone out of bounds on the full, and it'll be a free kick for New York back in the play.
Right in front of us here, Brian, a moment ago, New York had numbers, but Austin comes away with it. They found that release handball out the back of the pack, immediately switched directions, so the angle of attack more in the center of the ground. Tackle applied, but got hands to it, and they had an attempt there.
So still 1-0 New York on the Watch AFL scoreboard. Here in this men's Division I Grand Final. Ball comes spinning back in the play. Nice, almost taking the mark there was Nick Abel. It was played strongly. Ball gets whirly-birded around. Ball goes to ground. Little shovel pass. New York, Nick's in there. He's tackled. Picking that one up. Crash Boom Opera. And the ball is cryogenically frozen in there just like Walt Disney's head. And we'll have a ball up in the center wing position on the commentary side. Ball goes down, getting smashed forward. Big tackle put in there as getting knocked sideways was Lowry. He is a veteran of this team. In fact, he may have been on that team in 2014 when they won the last time, defeating Orange County in that D1 Grand Final.
Bit unlucky there for Keen Murphy. Thought he had a high tackle. He certainly played for it, but it goes the other direction. Umpire awards a tackle, New York kick.
So here come the Pies, sending that one down. Will come out to the near side, commentary side. Ball it looks like there's going to be an infraction, and it's going to be a free kick the other way, going to the Austin Crows, trailing 1-0 after roughly 3 minutes of football. Comes out to the near side, right in front of us, taken by the 7, who has the football. Have him listed there, and that one is sent down the ground and rising up high, and it will be hugged. They hug the ball like I hug my teddy bear at night, and we'll have a ball up. Being interesting to see how New York handles the pressure from Austin, and how Austin is able to pick apart the defense. Little handball smacked forward there by Abel. Big tackle is once again Nix was in there, and
great tackle there by New York. He actually was able to pin the ball and the handball arm.
Ball comes down, able to run that one through, picked up by Hajar, and he left without the pill, which was the most important part. Picked up off the ground now, and able to get that one free. Big tackle, thrown backwards, and we'll have a ball up, and it will occur in center field, just inside of Austin offensive territory. Knocking the ball down is Abel, who's done well in the ruck. It's allowed Nolan Cox to come out the back. Here's Brian Dragus, who's played in his share of these as well for a couple of teams, as there is a bit of a crash boom opera. He's played for Golden Gate at one point. In fact, won a grand final with them back in 2017. That was the last time, SARS, that anybody other than Austin has won the championship.
It's going to be a long time ago now, isn't it? Somebody sure would love to knock them off. New York's got their sights on that today. They've had great pressure around the ball.
Big hit out, going in front, big tackle, and he is gone. Big crowd, and they'll play on. Here's Adam Buddy Franklin going into the... And we'll have a ball up.
Boundary throw here coming. New York having success just smothering Austin around the backs of packs. They were able to move the ball forward when they finally had an opportunity to do so and gain the meters.
Ball comes spinning back in the play once again. One-on-one contest. Ball goes to ground. Going to get scooped up, almost taken. And there is Nix. He plays it around. Franklin works it inside. Kick is up on the way. Off the foot of Mihalovic. Oh, and that one was just spoiled on the line. And it managed to keep the score 1-0 for now. Ball's up on the far side where it's marked. Austin will send it forward in front of the beer tent, which is growing and growing and growing. As the ball, oh, he got taken down without the ball. And umpire Ross McLaren was right there. That one is sent down the line. This portion of the USAFL Nationals is brought to you by our major sponsors, Tasmanian. And again, we are signed with them. They are our partners until 2030. And thanks to Emily and everybody at Tasmanian. As one is taken in, what a big, big mark. And it's the big man in Nolan Cox.
No surprise here. The game opens up a little. New York threatening on the forward side. Denton ends up dropping the mark. Looks like he's really sore with a bad knee. He cleared space. It just ended up spilling a little bit. Very quickly, Austin rebounds down the far side and targets Cox in the forward line. That's what happens in those transition games.
Nolan Cox right through the hey diddle diddle. Cox kicking a goal and a grand final. You love to see it. And on the Watch AFL scoreboard, Austin goes to 1 straight 6, and the New York Magpies 1 behind, and we have played roughly, we'll call it 6.5 minutes or so, give or take. That's unofficial, folks. Well, set your watch to it.
If that ends up being accurate, Brian, I'd say 5.5 of that has been played in the middle of the ground between the arcs. Very little time in forward 50 for either team. They've tried a few forward 50 entries. They've had some opportunities each side. Austin, the first one to convert on the major.
40 minutes is not a lot of time. It's 1/2 of a standard game, but in this particular game, momentum can swing, and you can also hang on to it. Here come the Pies into attack. Ball gets knocked down, scooped up by Dragus. Little 1-2 do-si-do. Short weighted kick, but right at the feet of Daniel Brown, who goes up on the far side now and trying to get it in front of the growing room-only crowd, the grazing room-only crowd in front of this lush grass here in Tucson. Ball goes up on the far side where it's marked nicely. Little handball, plays it off to Kane Murphy. Murphy with a ping for goal! Bang, bang, go the Austin Crows! And they are on top. 2 straight 12 for Austin, 1 behind New York. That's on the Watch AFL scoreboard, and that was pretty.
Gosh, that was fast, Brian. I wish I had a stop clock from the point at which Christian Money picks up that ball on halfback. He played out laterally. That gets the point of attack changed. They build up the far side extremely quickly. A couple of big penetrating kicks, and the goal just like that. Bang, bang, bang. That was fast, and suddenly a very, very close scoreless game becomes a little bit tenuous for New York. They don't want to concede another one.
Still plenty of time. It'll be a matter of how well they answer here. And just like Tom Ellis says, in just a blink of an eye, the ball can go 180 meters and be through your own big sticks on the defensive side. So 11-point lead for the Crows. Again, looking for their 10th national championship. That would clear Denver by 2. They would also become the 3rd team behind the Denver and Golden Gate women individually to win 6 in a row. As the ball is picked up, it's like a greased watermelon out there at Willow Grove Day Camp, RIP. As the ball comes out to the near side, tries to pick this one up. He's going to have a man on his hammer. That was Danilo. just got it away was Barr. Look at this, oh, but it was stopped, robbing the pill. Ball cried the crowd as McDowell was in there, but the ball came forward, and now running all by himself is Thurman. Thurman sends that one in towards the sticks. It tails off to the side, and it will be no, it just stayed in the field of play. Carpenter Wanyanwu tried to get it, and now that hit the post, but the question is, what is the call?
Might be kicking in danger.
I think that's what it was.
So
Yep, that
free kick to New York here.
The New York defender was falling over as Chippy got his kick across. So it is still on the Watch AFL scoreboard, still 12-1 as they come out to the near side. Free kick will come the way of the Pies, and it will be one Troy Danilo. Danilo's been around for some time. In fact, he's given it away, or rather, he's handed it over to the man in Adam Edwards. They swing it around the chain of fools. Franklin out the far side. Now it goes down. Tries to go and pick that one up. And it looks like we're going to have a something, as it looks like it is going to be a free kick, and it will go the way of Austin. And so another chance. This is Thomas O'Sullivan.
Difference right now, Brian, you see Austin able to switch the play and build forward. New York tried to switch there, unsuccessful, and we've got a shot on goal again for Austin.
So here is the Crows. O'Sullivan's kick is on the way with New York bench trying to put him off. You can't put off Thomas O'Sullivan. And he answers, and he gives a little mouth to the crowd. And on the Watch AFL scoreboard, 3 straight 18 goes Austin, 1 behind for New York. And we have played a little more than halfway of this first half.
As Scooby-Doo says, Rutrow. Austin, 3 quick goals here. They were able to stop the build-up there from the New York Magpies trying to switch around the back.
Tasmanian tent, the beer tent where we have some Jan's sparkling wine available here today. And of course the name honors Abel Jansu Tasman, the Dutch explorer who sighted Tasmania when navigating Australia in the year of our Lord 1642. And my Lord, what a start it's been for the Austin Crows. As we say, they are up by 17 points. Up on the far side now. Our thanks, of course, to all of our sponsors, including Visit Tucson for this fantastic vista. Here is another beautiful opportunity, and it's going to be another one. And this has been a prize fight in a sense with David and Goliath, and right now it's Goliath who has kicked 4 straight. The Crows on the Watch AFL scoreboard, 4 straight 24. New York 1 behind, and I said that first behind, SARS, was a little bit of a smack to the face, and boy, that woke up this Crows team.
Yeah, don't poke the dragon, right? I wish I'd had a stop clock on time between goals. I think it's half-lifing. They're getting shorter and shorter. New York has to steady here. They have to start to stretch this out, just not concede, keep themselves in this game, apply the pressure, especially around the back of Austin's pack where they're generating some run right now to steady.
And a reminder that coming up at 4:30 local time, Pacific time, we have the Women's Division I Grand Final as we celebrate the 20th anniversary of women's competition as the Minnesota Freeze take on the Denver Bulldogs. Stick around for that as that one is marked up high. Ball goes to ground. Little handball out, going to get ticked up. Here is Rusak who will send this one on its way. Oh, almost taking the mark, but almost got the rebound. And it is, well, let's see, it's going to be a free kick. It looks like it was contact in that contest. And it's going to be a free kick to the Crows on the doorstep, and they're about to kick their 5th.
Oh, adding insult to injury. New York might have snuck away there, only conceding a behind, but with the penalty, more bad news.
And another goal, and this one is to the man with all sorts of tattoos on his leg. In fact, it was Thurman, I believe, who went up, got legged, and he knows how to use them. 5 straight 30 for the Austin Crows. Those points are all unanswered. 1 behind for New York, and we have played approximately 13 minutes of this first 20-minute half.
Yeah, the goals keep coming quicker for Austin, which means they're executing the way they want to. Early in the game, things were tied up here in between the arcs. New York was able to get enough numbers to the ball to really stymie what Austin was trying to do. That's abated in the last few minutes here, and you're seeing the result on the scoreboard, 5 straight kicks to Austin.
Last time these two teams met in the grand final was 2021 at the Austin National Championships, and the second highest score for anybody in men's Division I was put up by the Austin Crows, who kicked 68 points in a 54-point victory. Are we headed for another romp, or does New York have some petrol in the tank? Still plenty of time left. A couple of goals will change it. Oh, what a mark. Woo! As that was O'Sullivan. And he copped a little bit of a push for his troubles, but the mark was paid all the same. Sully goes in short. And Cox, long way down for a big man like him. He got shepherded. Cox wanted a call. Wasn't going to get one. Overrunning the football there was McDougal. And after the football again, that one goes out to the side. Tries to pound it forward, does up the wing, but there is Brian Dragas, and Brian Dragas can't be left alone. He gets the ball away quickly to Mr. Christian Merritt as he picks it up, and it's picked off the other way. So now we're playing aerial ping pong. Buddy Franklin, not that one, the other one. He has the ball. That's Adam. Sends this one down, overkicks everybody. One-on-one contest. Chase after it. Nix was able to knock his man down, but Austin was able to get the crumbs. A little bit of a shepherd and a bump put in, and here they come out. They'll go down the ground, goes up, almost takes the mark. Ricochets in front. Murphy is there. Catch Kane Murphy. As the ball comes out, they get
massive
up.
tackle right in front of us.
And a good bump behind the play, which sent C flying, and there it is. And Cox is down, and they accidentally fall over him. And umpire Steve Arnott, or rather that's Ross McLaren, who bought 30 sticks of zinc in his recent trip to Hamilton Island in Australia, and is a couple of Collingwood supporters out there in umpires Arnott and McLaren.
It looked like a frantic potato harvest there. Everybody trying to dig the spud out there a moment ago, Brian. And
everybody was down mushroom farming.
Yeah, it was an absolute ripping tackle.
Having said that much, and here they'll play that on. Has a bounce, has a kick, has a goal. Ben May, that's number 6. And somebody may have invited an opera singer. She's warming up. 6 straight 36 for Austin. And this may be one of the most impressive starts I've seen, and having called 8 of their 9 previous grand finals, I don't remember a start ever like this.
Well, if there's any doubt that the dynasty is still intact, I think they're putting those doubters to bed. What's equally impressive, I think, is the straight kicking. They are 6-0 on the scoreboard, Brian. That means there's not enough pressure when they're running free, and the free kicks have been impeccably executed.
Ball is now sent back the other way. New York got to do something if they want to rescue this game. It is slowly sipping away as right in front of the beer tent where everybody is gathered and drinking all sorts of liquid refreshment, and the ball has gone over the boundary line. Tell you what, that is one of the hottest seats at Nationals. And I'll tell you what, there was nothing like being in that tent, watching right in the front row in the Bob Uecker seats. Rip, as a Wisconsinite yourself, I'm sure.
Yeah, big smile on my face, the Uke getting mentioned. I wish I had his humor and his poise in the booth.
You know, me too, as the ball is up on the far side. That one is taken up, and that will bounce through. Here is, again, that's Grant Campbell. He's won all of these as he was pushed down. It's going to be tackling without the man, and the elder statesman of Austin football, the Peter Dacos of the USAFL, will get a free kick on the wing position on the outer side. Watch AFL scoreboard score check. 6 straight 36 Austin to 1 behind.
He's very slow to get up. Take your pick, tackling without the ball or in the back. He was driven pretty hard into the dirt. That looked more like an American football gridiron tackle than Aussie rules. He wasn't rolled. He was driven right into the turf.
And we may have had we'll check here to see if the clock was stopped, but
he's actually going to come off. I have actually never seen that happen with him. He is so resilient.
He really is. He's like a watch. He's like a good Swiss watch. He takes a licking and keeps on ticking, is what I meant to say, in front of the flags, which are not showing any signs of any wind on this beautiful day here in Tucson, Arizona. And our thanks to Bree and everybody at Visit Tucson. Here comes another Austin score, and it's another Austin goal. 7 straight 42 Austin. New York 1 behind. Stop.
I'm still just astounded, Brian. 7 straight. This would be a very different looking game if this was 3-4 and the resulting score at that point. But we are seeing 7 straight. Extraordinary kicking from Austin. And I'm going to tell you, not all of them are gimmies right in front of the sticks either.
And you can't blame the wind because again, there's no wind to speak of. Now they'll be kicking into the sun in the second half, which is sinking to our left. I will tell you right now, the record in a USAFL tournament to start a game is 10, and Minnesota just set that in the Central Regionals in 2025. And I think Austin, as much as they want to light up New York, I think that's not at the back of their mind, but if they happen to get it, that too. But here is New York. We'll send this one free off the hands of Dragus. It rolls forward, and now this one comes out to the far side. And now one-on-one contest. There's a handball back. Going to be handballed again. That was Stratford, who was up in the forward line in the first game against New. Oh, what a great spoil. And coming through with a big was Seif, and it's sent back the other way. Tracking back under it is James Sharp. He didn't get it. O'Sullivan was able to get to it, leaving Magic Murphy in his dust. He has run 50 meters in the other direction, or rather about 30 meters in the other direction, but he finds a play, and that is why the Austin Crows have won 5 in a row and are well on their way to their 6th. The ball goes inside. Carpenter Wanyanwu had it go off his shoulder and didn't know where it was. And New York is going to be able to clear this one out through the middle of the ground, and it's marked in the middle once again, and he's going to slow everything down. Now he rocks and kicks this one on the left side. Goes out to the far side, nears the 10, where he finds a friendly face. Now he's going to send this one forward. Believe that's Edwards as the ball goes down the ground, and that will do it. A blitz of a first half, and I see some of the body language of some of the players in New York. They are already spent, and why wouldn't you be? Because at the end of the first half, in the Men's Division I Grand Final for 2025, it's the Austin Crows 7 goals straight 42, New York 1 point, 1 behind only.
Well, just in the last minute and a half of the half there, Brian, I think we saw, kind of a microcosm of the game. New York actually got good numbers to the ball a couple times right in front of us here on the broadcast boundary side, unable to actually get free. The limited Austin defenders in those contests, they were overmanned, but they held it up long enough to get support and end up intercepting the ball at some point and rebounding back forward. It has been so hard for New York to find the space to work, and Austin is really, really pressing their advantage.
And just a couple of announcements here at the ground. If you are here as a player, as a coach, as an umpire, right here at Field 1 at 4:10 p.m., we're going to do an all-women's picture for the 20th anniversary, and then we're going to do an all-league picture at 4:15. So once again, everybody keep your jumpers on, come out here, and we'll get your pictures done again at 4:10. And then at 4:30, the Women's Division I Grand Final between Minnesota and Denver. We're going to step aside and come right back. This is the Men's Division I Grand Final. You're watching the 2025 USAFL National Championships presented by Tasmanian, live from Tucson here on AussieRulesUSA.com. back here at the beautiful Tucson Kino South Sports Complex in Tucson, Arizona, the 2025 USAFL National Championships, and a large crowd of, we'll say, we'll call it about 1,200 or so people has gathered here, and all of these folks have been here for most of the last 2 days, SARS, to watch about 65 games of Australian rules football. And one of the things I love about it is these last 2 games, there is one game going on the other side. It's a women's division a consolation match. But the great thing about this, not only the players who are coming by with Celebrate the Weekend, we'll do that, of course, later on at Corbett's, but also the families who have made the trek here to Arizona to support their partners and children and everybody else.
Well, Visit Tucson has put on an awesome spread for us. I said it earlier, getting to look back on the backdrop of the Santa Catalina Mountains here. I hope they leave that up after we take off. But what a spread. They've rolled out the welcome mat for us and created an absolutely fantastic environment for this tournament. We, of course, love football, but we also love football at great environments, and they've created a great one here. So I can only assume the fans, all the teams, everybody's having a great time. The supporters, I hope they enjoyed themselves this weekend.
I took a picture yesterday, and as I'm thinking about it, I'm going to do it again today. I took a picture yesterday, and I said, I have seen worse things from beyond this microphone, and it is absolutely beautiful weekend. I'll tell you what, the weather has definitely cooperated. It's probably the warmest it's been all weekend. It's 88 degrees Fahrenheit, which I would say is about 29 Celsius, which is warm. It's good football weather if you're up in the top end, but right now it is New York who is feeling the heat as they trail 42-1. 20 minutes. It can be done, but will it be done? The hooter goes. The ball is ready, so are we, and umpire Arnott says, let's go again, chaps, as the ball gets sent up on the far side. New York now kicking towards the highway end to our right, and Austin is going to be kicking into the sun. They're also going to be having to deal with all of those stanchions on the pickleball courts to try and pick out where the goals are.
Yeah, we talked about it yesterday. As the sun starts to creep back around to our left, the shadows cast by that back in our direction on all the light posts of the pickleball court make those goals extremely hard to pick out. Those of us looking here, if you look back that direction to the west, you're seeing what we're talking about. Looking to the east, they're super easy to pick out. They're bright, they're white. There's no other posts to compete with. So New York, maybe some advantage there. It'll be harder for Austin to pick out the goals.
What a mark while you were talking there. Shea Killey, who takes the mark. He had it on about the 5th bite of the cherry. And finally spat out the pin in the process. Takes the mark. Big tackle in there. And it's a pickoff. And here comes New York. The Magpies are not quite out of it. If they can get one goal sometime in the next minute.
And mount the charge. Starts here.
And mount the charge. All will come back into play.
Rucks tie up. They dumped each other nearly both to the ground. For sure, New York got dumped to the ground. Umpire saw nothing untoward in it.
And Austin is okay with the ball being out of bounds. If you're watching us in Australia, where it is about 9:30 on Monday morning in Melbourne, we'll tell you that there is no stoppage time. There is no time on in this game unless there is an injury. So every little stoppage wipes away 10 to 15 seconds. And the Crows, they have enough points if they can try and milk the clock. But they will want to put their exclamation points and probably wilt them away. But here is Denton, who wheels away from a couple of defenders. Now going to pick that one up. He got taken down and going in there with a big bear hug with Zach McKinney, the former Dallas Dingo, the former Seattle Grizzly, and the U.S. national team player who put in a tackle.
Franklin went to ground there, usually ill-advised, but it ended up working out okay. He didn't drag it in. And they get the tie-up in there for it. Just as I was saying, it worked out okay. It didn't. Free kick to Dragus.
Umpire Ollie Pierce, as the mark was taken in front of us by Kane Murphy. He is a VFL field umpire, originally from Ballarat, and he is not handling the heat very well, as it says right here. That might be Caleb Lee who put that down. Here is Gigliotti, who is trying to dance away from Julian Reese, beg your pardon, and the ball has gone out of bounds. We have played roughly 3 minutes of this second half. Austin on the Watch AFL scoreboard is up 42-1. And if they can hang on to that 41-point lead, then they will win their 10th USAFL National Championship and their 6th in a row. Ball goes to ground. The ball goes up inside the 50-meter arc. Going to get picked up. Here we go. This is O'Sullivan curling around, but just, and they finally, they're human.
Yeah, finally kicked it behind. It was darn close, so there's only about 2 meters left of the big stick. Just couldn't quite twist the hips enough to bring that ball back around.
7-1-43 on the Watch AFL scoreboard, one behind for New York. And again, thanks to our major sponsors, Cooper's, Visit Tucson, and Tasmanian. And if you happen to see Tasmania's trade ambassador for the U.S., Emily Minson, wearing her Tasmanian shirt, go over and say, "G'day."
I heard she was popping bottles of sparkly in the beer tent, so go find her.
For everybody else, I would imagine. As the ball comes out, as it's sent inside, the ball will go, and that will be marked. And Austin again looking inside. Well, we will tell you that one Cox brother won a premiership, and that would be Austin, who won with Seattle. Correct? Austin did Seattle won that, right?
One out.
Yep. And great news for the Grizzlies. And we'll cover all of the divisions in just a moment, as this one is sent on the way. And they'll go around the corner. Don't tell me that's going to be a goal, is it? Nope, off to the side. Another behind for Austin. Watch AFL scoreboard. They are on 7-2-44. And one behind. We will tell you the ones that we do know, and that is Philadelphia and Boston won the men's Division III Grand Final, defeating Arizona. Seattle, as we say, defeated
San Diego
39-9 in the men's Division II Grand Final. In the women's Division II Grand Final, this is a great story. The Arizona Hawks, alongside San Diego, Orange County, and North Star Blue Hawks, win the women's Division II Grand Final with a win over Portland and a number of other teams in there, Portland and Seattle, as this one comes out to the near side, and it is marked, taken by Zach McKinney. We will get the D4 and D5 results for you when we can.
McKinney on a nicely weighted kick there. Ooh, dropped by Daniel Brown. Doesn't matter, though. New York's giving them plenty of space because of how quickly they've been able to play Austin, so they've earned themselves some respect. So little hiccups like that actually don't end up mattering. Austin able to switch the field of play to the far side. Mark taken, awarded, or a free kick, can't tell, right there on the 50 in front of the beer garden.
And it looks like in Division 4 we had two teams finish at 3-1, and on head-to-head, St. Louis defeated Denver on the head-to-head tiebreaker in men's Division 4. Both teams finishing at 3-1. And we'll tell you what's happening in the men's Division 5 in just a moment as the ball goes inside, and that one just goes off. Did he mark that himself? Oh, but then he ran into the umpire. But I think he was out of bounds first.
Yeah, one-handed catch. It was pretty incredible, but he was out of bounds. Congrats to the Blues in Division 4. They would have played against the Wombats, two clubs that close to my heart there in a great contest, so congrats to that side.
And it looks like the Maine Cats would have defeated. Well, we'll double check here. The Maine Cats were the winners in Division 5, defeating North Carolina and Des Moines 26-13. So congrats to all the winners, all 7 winners. And of course, we have 2 more to decide, as Austin playing here against New York. And then of course, again, 4:30 Pacific time, we've got the big women's Division 1 Grand Final between the Minnesota Freeze and the Denver Bulldogs, and both of those teams, it's interesting, SARS, both of those teams only played 2 games this weekend.
Yeah. New York's stymied the flow a little bit here. They've had some good use of the football. No major scores for Austin. They've had 2 behinds, of course. Great example right there, put upon very quickly as Austin picks up the ball. Great tackle applied.
Well, we'll have a ball up.
Need a bit more of this out of New York, and they can claw their way back into this.
Ball comes spinning back in the play. Ball gets knocked down. Nix handballs up over the top. and taken down as that was Denton, who went after the football. That was Gabe Denton, smothered. Oh, he laid that one out. That's Sam Nix. Tell you what, New York is still playing. Doesn't matter what the score is.
Hey, seeing signs of exactly what I talked about. New York's pressure starting to unrattle Austin ever so slightly.
Yep.
A little hand fumble there. They got a smother. That's a great 1% extra effort. Tying up the ball here again in the middle of the ground. Austin not gaining any meters from that.
No, they're really not, and that's one thing. It took them a while for them to really stem the tide, but they have managed to do that, but now they have to convert retreat into advance as they get the ball over to Edwards, and that one is up on the far side, and there's a whole mass of non-playing bodies over there, and the ball is going all over the boundary line and out of bounds.
I think we're seeing a free kick, actually.
Well, I'm
missed the signal from the umpire, but
ball gets sent high up down the line, off the hands there of Nix, and the ball tumbles over the boundary line. Lewis Arnold, number 35, is also in there for New York.
So New York taking meter by meter here, working their way up the boundary. Their pressure's been the reason.
Ball gets knocked down, going to get moved forward, going to send this one down back in the middle of the ground, and it's marked. They're going to play that one on quickly as that was given over to Daniel Seif. Seif will send this one down into the forward 50. It's going to get picked up, sending this one into the middle of the ground. Nice mark. Great job as going up to get it was Nolan Cox.
Well, the announcer's curse. I was just giving New York a lot of credit for stemming the flow there. We don't have a number 7 for Austin, but Christian Merritt able to collect on the back of the pack here right in front of us. Inboard ball to number 7 who had slipped free for Austin, and now they're having a shot on goal again.
Coxey sends this one on the way. He already has one in this grand final. He will not get a second on this occasion. Watch AFL scoreboard behind to Austin, 7-3. 45, one behind for New York, and all of 45 of those points for Austin have been unanswered.
Love to see New York really build up out of the back here. If they can connect this first pass cleanly, that gives them a chance with the opening of the ground in transition to target some spaces and get moving forward.
Now they'll go and play this one as they'll dance left, dance right, send this one down. Ball will go up high, and the ball gets knocked free. And there's a dog pile on the rabbit. 5 players down mushroom farming will have a ball up. Again, an announcement to the fans here and to the players and everybody else at 4:10 local time. We will have an all women's picture, all players and everybody else alongside at 4:15 all players. We'll have an all teams picture as well at 4:15. So if you're here at the ground and you played today, make sure you get out and are a part of history as we celebrate the 20th anniversary of the women's competition and another great USAFL Nationals and a USAFL season that is setting with the sun to our left here in Tucson, Arizona. Ball comes back in the play once again. A little handball taken down. New York with it. Just got his foot to the ball. Sends that out to the side. And was just trying to get to it. Austin with a half-hearted, deliberate appeal, but that ain't going to happen. We'll have a boundary throw-in.
Ferocious tackle from from Austin on New York there at number 19. Don't have a name for him, but he comes up a little slow from the ground.
Ball gets knocked down once again. And they give a little handball off, a little shove, off the push. That one will be sent back the other way. That will go up high. Ball goes down, comes out to the near side, sending that one across. And it looks like they were looking for O'Sullivan once again. And that is around the body, and that is their first goal in a while. And again, it's Harry O'Sullivan, and that is their 8th. And Austin is well and truly home, one would think, even though there's roughly about 7.5 minutes to go. Watch AFL scoreboard, 8-3-51 to 1 behind.
Unreal individual effort from O'Sullivan there. He flew for the contest, didn't come down with it. Ended up going to ground just by losing his feet, but kept the ball alive for himself in a 1-on-2. Ends up picking it up and coming away with it. Wheels around, snaps on the right, goal. That one's almost entirely for him to enjoy on his own.
All back in the middle once again. Umpire Arnott puts it high. Oh, he grabbed that out of the ruck. Wow. Nick Abel was like, nah, that's mine, mate, as the ball gets sent forward, and it is taken. So here is New York once again, and they send it out to the near side.
Mihailovic coming up a bit sore in the ribs after that last ruck contest.
And it's going to be pushed in the back. It's going to be Nix. So here is Sam Nix, number 33. Sends this one out to the far side. Goes up high. Ball gets knocked down. Stays in play. Long handball up over the top. Going to be taken by Gelati. Gelati has a bounce. Gets it back. Oh, big tackle in there. They just got it away. And now some pitchfork handballs, as that was Kiley, who found the man in Pettinari and finds the cross. And 4 quick passes by hand and by foot. Here comes a 5th inside. But New York says we've had enough of that. And Mihailovic turned it over after he had gotten it, but he's going to get it back again. Handball, I believe, by Mike Murphy. Sending this one down the line. Ball comes in front, going to pop up high in the air. Boom, as he was sent sideways. And then back the other way comes Harris. And there is a mark, and Austin's going to get another forward insertion.
Couple sequences here again, Austin. Whoop.
Well,
there's Campbell back, so
yeah, he's okay.
Man, he is indestructible. It took a really hard push in the back in the first half. Had a rest, but he's back on the ground. He might put his name in the scorebook with this.
And much like a warm cup of soup, it will feel very good. We're not plugging anybody. As the ball comes spinning back in the play, and that was a kick towards the sticks. The post moves sideways and goes whoop, 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 whoop. And then that is going through for a behind. So they are 8-4-52 are the Austin Crows. Since kicking that first goal, they have kicked 1 goal 4, and that really has to be a testament to the defense of New York that has really stifled them. Unfortunately, they haven't been able to put anything in the cash register.
Yeah, so good adjustments at halftime by New York, but the class of Austin just showing through. They're still generating offense, although under a lot more pressure this half than they were.
And down for New York, but he is getting up slowly. He's right now on all fours. He's doing downward dog, but ball's up on the far side. As that one goes up, 1-2 bites of the cherry. That was Mason. That was Nolan Cox, looking like his older brother for a minute. Vintage Nolan Cox.
Oh, a lot of New York players with hands on knees. They are getting run off the park. Unfortunately, Austin just running circles. They're finding the seams. They're making it really, really hard on New York to defend in groups
As
and
this
lock them down.
sent in, nice mark in front. And it is defended by New York. And we just got a message. Want to say hello to Dan Milborn back home in Philadelphia. Philadelphia Hawks legend. 2 bounces, 3 bounces, but whoops, the 3rd bounce let him down. Say hello to Dano and Emily and everybody in that family watching back in the Phoenixville, Pennsylvania area. And I'm assuming he still lives in Phoenixville, but a hello to him and Philly Hawks legend. Meanwhile, Austin trying to add yet another one, but New York is really just battening down the hatches here. But soon it's gonna the tidal wave is gonna give way, and it is with Campbell, and Campbell kicks that one up and away, and that, my friends, is an exclamation mark. Par extraordinaire is what I meant to say. It's been a long day. 9-4-58.
Oh, that ball is lying quietly on the ground against the pickleball courts in the shade. It's about the only peaceful thing as a result of this Austin onslaught.
I was going to say, we're going out to Corbett's tonight, and they have a handful of pickleball courts. We might need a commentator pickleball match at some point.
I can have a go if you're
I was going to say,
Brian.
it's going to end up being Pat and I, or Pat and Troy. You and Becker are definitely a team. Statler and Waldorf over here. And I think I may end up with, and Charlie's eligible. She's eligible. She's a commentator. She can be on somebody's team.
A wild card will be whoever comes in to call the women's grand final with you, qualifying for our pickleball tournament. In the last game of the weekend.
We'll find out who that is in a moment. As we'll go back in the middle of the ground once again. and they had to fish the ball out of a pickleball net. I mean, I would just leave the ball aside and just eat the pickle. Yeah. Pat Machado, I think, wants to be on. I'm curious as to whose team he would be on for commentator pickleball as the ball goes down. As once again, New York, they're trying in the forward line, and there was a little bit of a high school wrestling match in there, not much in it, and the two guys get up on the side, and as Sam Nix gets up, and Austin again moving in towards their 10th Division I Grand Final and their 6th in a row. Wow, he was sent down, and he is laying prostrate on the ground, and there is a kick towards the sticks. New York almost had their first and said it's just a point. Well, they're still awake, are New York. They go to 2 behinds on the Watch AFL scoreboard, 9-4-58.
Big, tall Spencer Reesbeck took a little bit longer to get up there. Kind of a big collision that took his feet out from under him as he got hit up high. Oh, you don't want New York to straighten that kick out and get the major there.
Yeah, well, they haven't, and we're going to go in the record books just to see, and I don't want to embarrass anybody, but let's see. The lowest score in a Division I Grand Final, well, it's the San Diego Lions, who were held by 2 points in the 2002 Grand Final to the Denver Bulldogs. So New York doesn't want to become a part of history. They only would need 1 point for that, as right in front of the VIP tent. By the way, congratulations to the St. Louis Blues on winning the rules campaign that we ran this season, and they have won Cooper's or some beer for their side. They have also won 10 footballs and that VIP tent right in front. So they are gathered. It is standing room only in that tent. Gigliotti gives the ball to the number 7. Gigliotti was knocked down from behind by Reesbeck, the former Minnesota Freeze, and that is it. And ladies and gentlemen, for the 6th time in a row and for the 10th time overall, the John Harrell Cup will head to the live music capital of the world in Austin, Texas. Your Austin Crows are the 2025 USAFL Men's Division I National Championship winners. They have done it in about as convincing fashion as you can do. And the final score on the Watch AFL scoreboard, 9-4-58 for the Crows, the New York Magpies, who had an amazing 2-2 weekend. They did come back after losing in the group stage. Well, they finished with 2 points. Hats off to both teams. Really congratulations to both. The Magpies, it's been coming and coming. They finished in last of the 6 teams in D1 a season ago, and now they've come back to win.
Yeah,
come back to at least get to the grand final.
Great effort from them. We saw some times when they really stifled Austin, but in the end, that 7 straight goals to start the game, just way too much to overcome, and the class of Austin really, really showing here today. So congrats to them. Didn't see an enormous amount of cheering. I hope it's not becoming too commonplace for them winning championships, but well-deserved. They'll hoist the cup and be celebrating tonight.
And credit to New York for not giving up. As we said, they only kicked 2 goals for in that second half, and they really stymied them. There's not a whole much we can say about that, and we have one more grand final. We have the Women's Division I Grand Final coming up. It is the Minnesota Freeze looking for their 2nd in a row against the Denver Bulldogs looking for their 1st in 10 seasons and their 7th overall. And, of course, we should mention Denver alongside women from Sacramento, and the Suns were winners in 2018. They won the Division II Grand Final. They have an opportunity to win the Division I. We'll be back here in Tucson right after this.